You are
welcome
worthy.
down here. Please sit down.
Good to see you.
Oh, it's really nice to see you.
Great to be here in the shed. So how did Leighton do with the darts? I couldn't tell from outside.
He didn't get the score. He failed, Dave.
You should have told him he'd get like a consolation prize like Paris Hilton or something.
Yeah.
Kind of up there. I understand that Leighton prefers to be called LT now.
Oh,
actually.
do you know what? Paris Hilton is a consolation prize for children. I don't know when you'd put that out. I'll tell you exactly when, on the internet.
Can you refer to me as D-Row for the remainder of the
D-Row. Okay. David, when I come to my shed, I do it to escape from the outside world, to focus, to potter. Do you have a place like that in your life? A kind of third place, I guess they call it in America.
Well, we used to take a pill for something like that.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. What would be your drug of choice?
Also not for child dart stars.
Okay, no, he's gone now, so we can talk freely about drugs. Okay. No, but Dave...
You have one of those 14 pints of beer, huh?
14 pints, that'd wash down a lot of pills, wouldn't it? A whole pharmacy.
These are allegations.
These are allegations that you've made against yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I used to have like a shed. It started off with a tool shed. You know, in California, Southern California, there is a lot of trees, a lot of green and whatnot, and you have a whole lot of gardening going on at all times.
A whole lot of gardening going on. He even makes that sound quite rock and roll. Let me tell you, Johnny had a whole lot of gardening going on, dude. Beautiful.
And if you're lucky, you'll find some kid who has an actual basement, because that'll contain sound. Yeah. Once you're old enough to get a stereo, everything changes.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But then you go back to the shed. But I mean, where'd you go? When you're going to create, where'd you go if you want to be alone? You got a place?
Well, when I create now, I do it in the back of an automobile. I have somebody drive me around in my 51 Mercury lowrider, and we drive up and around through the Hollywood Hills, really, truly.
Nice, and they contain sound.
Yeah, you get the wind in your beer can and the, you know.
He drinks and drives, gang, and he takes pills. God. Right now, this shed is pulsating with realness, isn't it?
Keeping it real, y'all, at the shed.
I just feel like crying sometimes. I actually get a guest sometimes, you know, really. Oh, okay, Dave. What would you say your two favourite things on television at the moment?
Well, I'd have to say that there's pretty much nothing that compares with a good shot of magic and
a
little bit of dating.
Simpatico, eh? Because
coincidence.
Well, you throw. That is a weird coincidence, because we're running a series at the moment which is Magicians in Love. Hey! Oh, that was a disaster. When Fez's CD broke.
And who was the blonde that was looking at him?
She's the one they're all trying to pull. That's the suitor.
She was looking at him.
They're suitors.
She was giving him the same uncomprehending stare that a parrot does for a ringing telephone.
Yeah, yeah, she was. Come on, you've all seen that one, right? Wow, have you had a parrot round a ringing telephone? You observed that, and then you thought, look at that face, man.
I used to have a parrot named Evita. I taught her to say 40 different things, and the most popular one of all was, "Help, I'm a bird."
Okay. You see how my finger hovered over the beep button there? I think you'd have taught her, of course.
I gave a pit bull terrier once to a girlfriend of mine, and she was always traveling and everything. So I ended up raising the darn dog, and I named him Detox.
Nice.
And Detox had one really good trick. 55 times a night you could go, "Detox, it's a bust," and he would run to the wall and put his hands up and wait till.
No, you're kidding me.
I don't much miss Stacy anymore, but I miss that damn dog.
Yeah, I bet. Any other animals you've had? No, okay. Do you know what? I'm going to go straight to some of my favourite David Lee Roth stories. Apart to say, just to have a look at this, you pioneered kind of outrageous clothes. I've had a lot of people cop it off you. Let's just have a look at one example here at the end. That's an outfit you regret?
Parts of it, yes, I do.
That sort of part there, I would think.
No, this is the way all skateboarders looked in the late 70s. There was one magazine that was super popular, Skateboarder Magazine.
Yeah, Skateboarder Magazine.
And that was is the Bible, especially if you came from Huntington Beach and you've heard about Dogtown and Z-Boys and all the urethane wheels and everything came from that time frame. Believe it or not, that's what everybody looked like.
Were you a big skateboard fan, or you just like the look?
I was big on falling off, but you know, I got on as often as anybody else.
Yeah. Out of it. Okay. That gives me an idea for a show there. Just out of it, skateboarding. People just absolutely leathered getting on skateboards and attempting to go on bowls that are really high and just hurting themselves, but not feeling it.
The guys
on account of the PCP.
The guys on what is it, Crazy Sanchez or whatever?
Yeah, Dirty Sanchez.
They might follow you up on that.
Okay, here we go. I've got some of my favourite David Lee Roth stories here. I just want to check if these are true, because a lot of people kind of, make up these stories of rock and roll excess. I want to know if they're true. Here we go. Is it true you demand no brown M&Ms backstage at Van Halen gigs? Is that true?
That started many, many summers ago, but not for exactly the reasons that you thought. I decreed that there would be no...
I decreed.
You work your way up. When you start in this business, you ask. Hopefully you'll get to the point where you can decree.
So you kind of did that just so someone made the effort?
Initially, yeah. And what happened was our stage fell through the floor. The promoter at the time in Albuquerque, New Mexico, had not done all of his homework, and we had some 600 million ton stage, whatever, fell through his brand new rubberized basketball floor. Meanwhile, backstage, at the same time, a little synchronicity here, I discovered a brown M&M and saw it as a golden opportunity to trash the dressing room.
Okay.
And it came out in the newspaper the following afternoon that Dave Roth found a brown M&M and did $180,000 American worth of damage to the gym.
You see, that's quite an association, though, that you've seen a brown M&M and decided to blame it on that. It's the thought process that says, I know, I'm going to blame it on this. That's extraordinary.
Initially, there was a really good reason for it, is that the contract writer for the early Van Halen days was read like the Chinese phone book. It was huge. And no promoter would go all the way through the contract. They would skip over the electrical requirements or whatever. So neatly in the middle of this huge phone book-sized contract, we stashed one little clause. It said there shall be 200,000 ampere voltage meters every 16 meters of space, and there will be no brown M&M, or they will sacrifice the show at cost.
They will sacrifice the show. Because that's what heavy metal people do. They don't mess around, they sacrifice things. And they decree.
As is decreed.
Thus it was spoken.
Oh, come on. Ask the guys in Darkness if they're not working their way up to decree.
They're not in your league. None of them are in your league anymore.
Not yet,
they're all
may
sissies.
Well
be. Dave, before you're on tour at the moment in this country. There's a few dates going on, I understand.
Yes.
Okay, do catch that. Buy tickets. Rush and see a genuine rock legend gang. You're going to be playing a song for us, I understand.
Absolutely
now at the end of the show.
am.
That's brilliant. Is it also true you're going to be in The Sopranos?
Yes, I just did a role. I played part myself. I can't tell you what the plot is.
Okay, well, we haven't got time for that, Dave. Otherwise, it's coming out of your song.
See you
go and get wired up. Dave Lee Roth, gang. Okay, Lauren, homework. Have we got time for homework?